ഞാൻ മാത്രമാണോ മേക്കപ്പെട്ട സുന്ദരി ദാമോദരൻ പറയുന്നതായിട്ട്?
തേക്കപ്പെട്ട എന്താണ് തേക്കപ്പെട്ട സുന്ദരി ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ
തേക്കപ്പെട്ട സുന്ദരി.
തേക്കപ്പെട്ട. I just want to know where do these people get the inspiration for these kind of names?
ഒട്ടപ്പെട്ട ശ്രീനിവാസ
തേക്കപ്പെട്ട ദാമോദരം പിള്ളை സുന്ദരി. നെറ്റിപ്പെട്ട
Ah, makes sense. Shalini Unnikrishnan is not as bad as Thekumutil Insurance.
Right now, the most debated topic on Instagram is the casting of Janhvi Kapoor in the movie Param Sundari as the leading lady who is a Malayali. Well, we know that the relationship of most of the other languages with Kerala and Malayali characters has not been that great. Last year, we had the great Anirudh compose a song titled Manasilayo. It was only after they released the video of him talking about the behind-the-scenes story of that song that we Malayalis realized that in their mind, the entire song was in Malayalam, and for us, only that Manasilayo was Malayalam. Then we had to witness Sai Pallavi as Indu Rebecca Verghese saying Mukunde Mukunde and Cheta 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 a zillion times. I mean, I have said this in a video before, when Malayalis go to a different place, we are good at learning that language and communicating in it. Malayalam is a complicated language and it is not easy to learn to speak. That is precisely one of the reasons why when Malayalam actors go to other languages, even though they may have a trace of slang, they are good at delivering lines in every language. Prithviraj has famously dubbed in all languages for Salar. People like Roshan Matthew and Parvati Tiruvothu have worked in multiple industries using their own voice. Mohanlal has worked in Tamil and Hindi films. I mean, including the current sensation Fahad Fasil. There is a long list of actors from Kerala who have worked in multiple languages and delivered lines using their own voice. In some of their performances, the viewers may have felt the influence of the Malayalam slang, but I can confidently say that none of the actors from Kerala butchered those languages. The whole Param Sundari fiasco, which has led to a scenario where Maddock Films, the producers of the movie, are giving copyright strikes to all content creators, roasting them, is not the first time Bollywood has done this. Not the copyright strikes, the insensitivity in depicting cultures. The most recent Bollywood example is the iconic Shalini Unnikrishnan. Before that, there was Meenamma from Chennai Express. To an extent, I could bear Meenamma because the tone of that Rohit Shetty movie itself was supposed to be in that caricature zone. The stereotypes of South Indians in Bollywood films in the pre-internet era can be forgiven to an extent because there were limitations. And even in Malayalam, we have sort of endorsed such stereotypes of showing Sikh people and even Tamil people. But the problem here is the way they take it lightly. Today, we have stories featuring characters from various places and they are getting consumed by almost everyone. So the authenticity of what you are showing on screen is extremely important. Just look at the case of Empuran. There were scenes featuring people who belong to North India and Prithviraj has cast renowned actors from the north to depict those roles. In Premam, Malarmis is of Tamil origin and Alphonse Putran has done a perfect casting. Look at the series Family Man. We have Malayali actors like Neeraj Madhav, Dinesh Prabhakar and Zarin Shihab playing the roles of Malayalis in the series. And in Family Man Season 2, when the story shifts to Tamil Nadu, we have names like Ravindra Vijay and Devadarshini. There is an evident effort given to the diction of Sri Lankan Tamil spoken in that series. Even in the recently released Sony Live series, The Hunt, the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, the casting is very good. Actor Sahil Ved, who has done a role of Officer Amit Verma in that series, is switching between Tamil and Hindi comfortably, and his Tamil had no issues. When I did some research on him, I found out that he had lived in Tamil Nadu in the past, and hence he was comfortable in that language. Now that is what you call a great casting, knowing what the actor can bring to the table and assigning him the job, keeping that in mind. The problem with Param Sundari seems to be the lack of trust in the story, and they want star power to draw the attention of people. And like how Janhvi's character had to scream at North Indian people for being so unaware of the cultural differences of South Indian states, Bollywood knows that it should only cater to the needs of that audience who are going to be the main consumers of that film, who enjoy stereotyping in the name of comedy. In general, every industry has a disregard for writers, so why hire a Malayali writer who can cross-check cultural authenticity? By the way, I heard many people say that they couldn't understand what Janhvi screams at the end of the trailer. It's bloody North Indians, ignorant, illiterate, arrogant, entitled, you bloody tenga. Tenga means coconut. The makers are trying to present themselves as the first group to acknowledge the mistake. It is perhaps the most unapologetic and half-hearted apology in the history of cinema. In 2021, Dharma Productions' digital wing Dharmatic produced a Hindi movie named Meenakshi Sundareshwar for Netflix. Because of the lack of attention it generally got, the movie somehow escaped criticism for the celebration of stereotypes in it. It was a movie about South Indians, made by North Indians, where actors are from the North and South Indian characters spoke Hindi. I personally couldn't tolerate that film, and it was, in my opinion, one of those examples of Bollywood not giving a flying even after getting criticized for lack of research. That movie was directed by Vivek Soni and co-written by Arsh Vora. What is triggering every other influencer and cinephile in Kerala is the laziness with which Param Sundari approaches cultural depiction. The makers of this movie want people to think that every place in Kerala looks like Alappuzha, every girl in Kerala is wearing a traditional dress all the time, and the mullapoo, jasmine flowers, is as common as a hair clip. Kathakali, Kalaripaitya, etc. are like usual elements in the lives of any Malayali. This has been a thing with every Bollywood movie when it comes to depicting Kerala. In War, Hrithik Roshan and Tiger Shroff comes to Kerala at one point, and to make sure that the audience gets the fact that it is Kerala, the director decides to make Hrithik Roshan drive a houseboat in Alappuzha. Writing is the phase where all the stereotypes are getting defined, so I just did a research, or rather a simple search, on who wrote Param Sundari, and tada! The credit list had a familiar name, Arsh Vora, the man who wrote Meenakshi's Stereotypes Sundareshwar. In that movie, the characters, actually the makers, don't know the difference between mundu, veshti, and a lungi. When I tried to get some details on Arsh Vora, it was shown that he was from Mumbai, and in a Hollywood Reporter interview, he has listed Kal Ho Na Ho as his all-time favorite film. And he has said that he's a huge admirer of the vintage YR of Dharma movies. While looking at the movies he mentioned in that interview, it was pretty obvious that he had no direct connections that would help him understand the culture of Kerala or any other southern Indian states. So what's the solution? First one, hiring writers. I'm not saying only a Malayali should write a movie about Malayalis. When you're writing stuff about people from a particular land, it is always good to have someone who has an idea about that place in your team. There are numerous technicians working in Bollywood who are very good at Malayalam. The producers of this movie, Maddox Films' biggest box office success, 3-2, and another film of theirs, Skyforce, had the background score by a Malayali, Justin Verghese. If they had called Justin and simply asked, "We are planning to name the heroine Thekkapatta Attakatta Sundari Damodaram Pillai," he would have definitely asked them which part of it is the name of that individual. Because in Kerala, Sundari is more of an adjective and less of a name. And also, watch some of the recently released successful films in that language. It will make you realize that women in Kerala are wearing other costumes and trying other hairstyles as well. The second one is casting. They say half the job is done when the casting is right. In that trailer, Janhvi Kapoor will feel like a Malayali to only those who haven't interacted with Malayalis. It is almost like you fixed the hero and heroine first and then decided to squeeze them into the script. Neeraj Madhav had said that when they were making Family Man, Raj and DK would take his suggestion when it came to Malayalam, and one can see the result of that collaborative energy in that series. The makers of Param Sundari could have introduced any of the actors in Malayalam to the Hindi audience. It would have added authenticity, freshness, and in terms of making, the actress would have suggested that stuff like Manuni sound odd, and she would have pronounced Mohanlal as Mohanlal and not Mohalla. By the way, Telugu Allu Arjun and Kannada Yash. Seriously, for you folks, every other industry started existing after COVID, right? If you are so keen on promoting star kids and people who belong to that part of the world, even for a story that talks about people of different cultures and origins, maybe use tools like AI dubbing. Recently, Amitabh Bachchan in Vettayan and Hrithik Roshan in War 2 spoke Tamil and Telugu respectively. Prakash Raj dubbed for Amitabh Bachchan, and then they changed the voice of Prakash Raj to the voice of Mr. Bachchan. That thing can only help you in covering up stuff like Thekkapatta and Unnikrishnan. To understand culture, you need to make an effort by coming here and understanding the people who live here. Bottom line is, hire writers, pay them properly, because they are building the foundation of your cinema. The number of followers of your lead actor comes later. Please share your thoughts about this continuing misrepresentation in Bollywood films in the comments. Thank you.